Out there soon. Happy to have you here tonight. Look, there's a ton, obviously. Celtics are 25 for 100 from three in 2 games. Can you imagine that? That's, 25 for 100. I mean, we'll get.
Yeah, we're gonna unwrap the bigger issues with this team.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Mazzulla had a timeout. His clock management in this situation has probably a little bit to ask for. I don't know. You tell me. What'd you think of it?
Well, look, I would have been really interested in this last sequence regardless, but listening to his sound made me really interested in taking another look at it because he said they wanted to run the same action twice in a row. Now, here's the first one he's talking about. Boston down 1, 24 seconds to go. Jason Tatum, as you can see, is right here taking the ball out of bounds, and the guy primarily guarding him on this possession is right here, OG Anunoby. Now, you're going to see McBride's going to clear out because his responsibility is going to be pick up Derek White. So those guys are emptying out. So this pickup point, as Joe Mazzulla alluded to, is in the backcourt. This now allows this blast screen action right here. Al Horford is going to run up to a dead sprint at half court. His job is going to be to clip off OG Anunoby. Does a great job of it. If he does that, Jason Tatum knows the guy behind him is a center. It's going to be Mitchell Robinson. And there he is. And he's flat-footed. Tatum blows by, gets the dunk. Amazingly, to get a dunk in that situation, to go up 1. Now, here they go. Brunson makes the 2 free throws. No timeout, even though you have one in your pocket if you're Mazzulla, because he said, I want to run the same action, thought we could get the same thing, but the Knicks had a much deeper pickup point. You don't see any defender on Jason Tatum in the backcourt. That makes an enormous difference. There's nobody in this space that there was in the last possession, which tells you where they are. And it's right here. Al Horford is again setting the screen. The problem is now both defenders involved in it are here. And not to mention the fact, the Knicks have 3 other guys. So there's a shell at the 3-point line. This is what Jason Tatum is looking at coming across half court. So here's my question, Scott. Even at this point, 9.8 left, you're down by 1. There's Joe Mazzulla right there. You could still call timeout right now because clearly based on what you thought you'd see, the Knicks defended it differently as you would expect. They just gave up a dunk and the game is on the line. He elects not to. I find it odd to trust your team on a night they were this bad offensively to go make a play. And Jason Tatum right here gets loose with his handle. This really affected the whole thing because I think what Jason Tatum wanted to do was drive in here and go to this step back mid-range. And if you can get Mitchell Robinson off of you, you might be able to get a clean look. But he fumbles the ball, ends up taking it down to the baseline. And this is what's really incredible to me now. These 2 games, you get 2 defenders here. Scott, somehow, some way, that ball has to find Jaylen Brown. It just does. This is 2 games in a row, Scott, where their best 2 players not only don't get off shots, they don't even get the ball out of their hands to someone else to make a play.
And it's Bridges both times.
Bridges both times. Strips the ball out of Jaylen Brown, makes the play right there. You rarely see great players in those moments not get a shot off or find someone and trust them to make a shot. They were incapable of doing either, and as a result, the Knicks go out of there, with 2 wins. And so I'm really questioning Mazzulla with that last timeout. Your team was so bad offensively. Take it off their plate. Give them something designed in that huddle, down 1, going downhill to the rim to try to maybe get a call or something going to the basket.
There's 2 things here. There's the melt on Boston's side, and that'll make talk radio in Boston a field day on Thursday. But there's the fight from New York. You hear me and Steve talk about it all the time. We're not joking when we say stay in the fight. New York did it twice in a row, and they won both fights. Now, it's not a knockout. You still got to win 2 more. But how does the fact that they were able to summon this twice, now going back to the Garden, how does this play out moving forward?
Well, listen, obviously they're going to feel pretty good going into that crowd on Saturday up 2-0. Nobody expected this. At best, you're hoping for a split.
Right.
You steal the first one, and you're probably almost certain you're thinking split. Let's go to Madison Square Garden and rock that place and take control of the series. Now, they've got a situation where they're telling themselves no matter what transpires over the first 36 minutes of the game, they are, to your point, never out of the fight, never out of the game, and actually, in a lot of ways, comfortable in that situation. Now, Jalen Brunson alluded to it. You can't keep dodging these, right? You got to be better.
No, it's not sustainable.
Right. But at the same time, they know Boston has something going on psychologically right now in these moments. You see the shooting percentages, 2 fourth quarters in a row. Inability to make a play at the end of the game from their best players. The Knicks feel like if we can just get you to that spot, we're going to handle it better because we're tougher and more confident. It's particularly, I think, in their best player, Jalen Brunson, gives them a lot of confidence they can operate under that duress.
I mentioned New York's been great on the road in the postseason. They won 5 straight. Boston's been a tremendous road team. They're going to need to be, or they're going to be done. So.
NBA